Hey everybody! Welcome back to Big Hair Gaming. We're here with another video covering our favorite game, Last War. And today's topic, we're talking about the Halloween celebration, which just started yesterday, at the time of recording anyway. And I'm going to go over all of the special events here so you know how to get the best stuff for the lowest value. And I'm going to give my own strategy for how I plan to get some of the best stuff in the shop with the lowest amount of cost, at least hopefully, because luck is a big component. So we'll talk about all the stuff that the Halloween event offers so that you can get the stuff that you need with the resources that you have. So, but first up, I want to talk about why is it such a big deal, and that's going to be because of the special base that you can get that's available. Now, the reason that you want the base is because you do get a boost to your stats. You can see here you have a 5% boost for your hero attack for having it equipped, but you also get a 5% boost to your HP and a 5% boost to your attack just for having the base at all. The second reason is because this base skin is fresh. Like, this is probably one of the coolest bases that we have available to us. That's like shy of being a VIP level 18. Like, you don't get this kind of animation cool stuff just because. So like, this is something that's like pretty dope. Honestly, I think it's awesome and I really want one. But hopefully, I can't speak to, I'm not going to spend like, boatloads of money to get it. But if I can get lucky, we're definitely going to go for it. But that's one of the big ticket items that's available in this event. But let's go into how to get one. But before we do that, I do want to say real quick that if you do enjoy the video, please do feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. All that YouTube garbage, because it does really help out my channel, and I honestly do really appreciate it. I do like talking to you guys. I like engaging with you in the comments. And I do appreciate any help that you have to help the channel grow. It's some of the most impactful things that you can do because YouTube really cares about it a whole bunch. But with that, let's get started. So the first thing that's up is the Halloween Eve event. Now, basically, you've seen this kind of page before. It's a rewards breakdown, and basically what it boils down to is the more that you play and do the stuff that's in the event, that's going to be fighting zombies, that's going to be doing the radar tasks, all that sorts of stuff. There, you have here your daily task, and you send out your trucks, you do a secret task, whatever, is going to get you your special little tokens for the battle pass, and the more you do it, the more you're going to get. Now, if you're free to play, you're just going to get the stuff that's in the leftmost column here, which is honestly not that much. The biggest and most important thing that you can get out of these, out of the battle pass, are your Monopoly tokens, and I'll talk about them in just a sec. But you can see here on the leftmost part, you don't have a big opportunity to get a lot of them. I think you can get maybe like 3, maybe 4. If you're willing to go the middle column and you spend $5, you do get a special little Halloween sticker, which is cute and neat, but you also have the access to get a couple more of these Monopoly tokens as you go through. And you do get a bunch of other stuff. You get some skill medals and EXP and all that, blah, 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 which is frankly just not that important by comparison. Finally, after you spend the $5, if you're willing to spend 20 more, you get a much greater amount of these Monopoly tokens, as well as some of the Halloween voucher chests. Now, the Halloween voucher chest, I'll say it up front, is some of the most important things that you're going to want to get from the event, short of just buying vouchers outright. And the reason being is because this is where the luck component comes in, where every time that you open one of these voucher chests, you're going to have the chance to get more than just one voucher per chest. If you're kind of lucky, you might be able to get 10. If you're really lucky, you'll get 100 out of it. And if you are exceptionally lucky, you'll get a full 1,000 out of a single chest, which would be absolutely huge because that allows you to buy the base skin just outright if you're lucky enough. I've never had that happen, but I have had folks in the comments who have reported it happening. So at the very least, we do have some confirmation that like people are getting 1,000 vouchers from the boxes. So we do have hope that it'll happen to us too. Now, the reason that I hype up the Battle Pass isn't because of all the other little stuff that you get to it, but it's because it's the most cost-effective thing that you can do in order to get some of these Monopoly tokens. And we'll talk about what the Monopoly game will get you in just a moment. But you can see here, if you get all of the rewards from every tier, you get 28 of the Monopoly tokens. However, if you just go to the Monopoly board and you go to buy some of the Monopoly tokens, for the same price as the Battle Pass, you only get 26 of the Halloweenopoly tokens. So you definitely do come out on top because you get all those extra resources and stuff by doing the Battle Pass. But this is one of the best values for you. And if you're not willing to spend a whole bunch of money, like this is one of the best ways for you to be able to have the opportunity to get lucky and get those 1,000 vouchers or those 100 vouchers or what have you. Alrighty, so up next we have the Halloweenopoly sub-event. And there's a lot going on in this section, so I'm going to try and make it as quick as I can. So basically the way that this works is that you're going to use your event tokens to roll die. You can either roll 1 die or 2 die, and I'll share how I like to approach it. Every time that you move, you're going to get some kind of reward on the map. Every time that you pass the starting point, which is up in the top corner here, you're going to get 3 random rewards from the map. And then every time that you move around on the map, you're also going to get some treasure points. And every time you get to the treasure point threshold, you're going to be granted some kind of reward. Lastly, every time that you land on a square, you're going to increase the experience of that tile. And once it levels up, you can get even better rewards each time that you land on it. Now, there's a lot of rewards of rules that are here, but basically one of the things that you want to remember is that these these tokens will expire at the end of the event. So you want to make sure that you do use them by the end. Don't hang on to them. They will not roll over to next year or anything like that. There are some other details here. If you want to know all of the stuff here, feel free to check it out in the rules section. But most importantly is the drop rates for everything. You can, when you land on an event square, there are a couple of different event bonuses that you'll be able to get. You'll also be able to trigger an event which will start the mystery store. And basically what the mystery store will contain is a fixed rate exchange for you to just buy vouchers effectively, to kind of make it a little bit easier so you don't have to be lucky, but you can just do that. Sometimes when you land on the event square, you'll also get a 2 free 2 dice rolls for once. Additionally, once you fill up the treasure point bar, you can get some of these different types of treasure chests. Each one will have a fixed value that you'll get from it. You'll get a couple of the upgrade ore, as well as a few of the vouchers, which will increase in amounts as you go from bronze to silver to gold. You can see what those are here, where you get 2,000 upgrade ore and 5 vouchers, 3,000 upgrade ore and 10 vouchers, and 5,000 upgrade ore and 20 vouchers, respectively, for bronze, silver, and gold. The last thing to mention here is that you can also obtain the Spooky Halloween Party album, which is item, which is basically just a way for you and 20, or I think it's not you and 20, but 20 members of your alliance to grab some cool rewards. You can get 5 of them per day. By which I mean a single player can collect 5 of these rewards per day before they won't be able to grab any more and have to wait for the reset to roll over. But the 2 best rewards in here are obviously the 100 hero shards, which is pretty slick, as well as 10k diamonds, which is very nice. Both of those are really good. They're less probable than everything else, but they're all of the rewards are pretty nice, and there's nobody who's going to be upset about getting any of those. So highly recommend them. Now, as for my strategy as far as how I like to play this minigame, is that I will usually do the double roll as much as possible until I get within about 6 tiles of the chest reward here. What the chest reward will grant you is that the chest reward gives you a chance to get some extra boxes for vouchers. So you want to get as many of those boxes as possible, because when you open them, you have a different drop rates of getting different levels of vouchers. So the more of these special chests that you can get, the better the chance that you have of getting a huge number of vouchers each time. Now, the last other bit here that we have is the mystery store, which this is just what the button looks like that I just spoke of, where you get a fixed value. And then up at the top, you can get some daily packs for the Halloweenopoly tokens. So you can see you can get a daily freebie, you can get one, and then the best values that you can grab is you can grab packs for $1, $2, or $5 if you want. And if you do all of those, that's going to give you a cool 15 tokens for you to play with every single day. And that's only going to cost you $8, with these being the best value treasure packs that you can get. The other ones, for $10, $20, $50, and $100 are all going to be a little less valuable for that. So if you want to go for the big ticket items in the shop, I do recommend that you grab, spend the $8 a day to grab these other ones, because as you get closer to the end of the event and you get closer to almost getting all of the tickets that you need, the denominations that you need are going to go up. So you don't want to be stuck in a position where you buy the $20 pack and you just need a few more chances and a few more vouchers, and your only options left are to buy the $50 pack or the $100 pack. So if you're gonna spend money, spend it earlier in the event when it's cheaper for you to do so. Up next, we have the Halloween Spooky Hallow Eve event, which is basically just an event where you'll fight this little zombie guy here. Every time that you shoot him, you're going to use some of the candy that you can collect, and every time you shoot him, you're going to get a reward for doing so, which you can check down here. You do need to hit the claim button to collect these rewards each time or over time. If you want to, you can leave them in kind of like your bucket, your claim bucket, where you can get them whenever you want. But you do have to hit the button at some point. And if you don't, I believe the game will scoop up all the ones you have uncollected and just put them in your mail. I don't know why they don't just give it to you out anyway and make you push the second button, but whatever. Now, the reward that you can get for this is one that's pretty nice, mainly from me, and it's because you have the opportunity to get these, you get permanent chat bubble skins. Now, I really like these because I think they're neat. Fortunately, the buff that they give you absolutely sucks. So, you're not missing out on a lot by, not getting one. But I really want one because they're permanent and I think they look cool. So since the buffs are all the same, you do have the flexibility to just simply pick the one that you want or the one that you like the most and then stick with that. In order for you to get that prize, you do just need to have more candy than everybody else and just keep shooting. Unfortunately, I think that the amount of candy that you can get is gently tied to how much you spend, so it is pretty unlikely for anybody to get one of those permanent chat bubble upgrades without just throwing a bunch of money at the event. So that it is what it is. But as for the rewards that you can get from killing the boss, they're pretty good. Every time you attack, you have the ability to get any of these rewards that are here. The pumpkin one, which is the only one you might not recognize, is a item that you'll use to boost the popularity of the parade wagons, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But it's a special item related to that. Now, every time that you kill one of the bosses, you have the opportunity to get one of a couple of these chests. The worst chest that you can get, you only have a 2% probability to get. So automatically we can tell this one is weighted in our favor for once. The worst thing that you can get, you have a super, super low chance of getting. The next one of the rare ones, you have a 38% chance to get, which is comically the most probable. Then we have the epic level. You have a 30% chance. With now, you start to have the opportunity to get one of those hollow wagons, where if you get one of those boxes, you have a 10% chance to grab that. If you can get the legendary one, it's a 20% chance to achieve one of those boxes, with a 25% chance to get the hollow wagon. And if you're super duper lucky, you have a 10% chance of getting the mythic level chest, which simply comes with a guaranteed hollow wagon. Now, basically, the hollow wagon, once you deploy it, you're going to be able to share its location with your alliance and with your server, and basically they can just like upvote your parade. They can use their pumpkins to increase its popularity, and the greater the popularity of your parade, I mean, the greater the rewards are going to be once it finally resolves, and it'll drop a bunch of items on the ground, which people will be able to receive. So that's pretty much how the Hallow Eve event subsection works. All right, so next up, we're talking about the Halloween exchange. This is where most of our focus and a lot of the things that we're doing during this event really do come into fruition. Like we talked about in the beginning of the video, the base skin is one of the biggest ticket items in the shop that you're going to want to go for, but there are other options that are available to you. Now, we move on down to the next one, and we have the special effects that play around your base. And what's very nice about it is that this time around, all of the special effects have the same holding in stock bonus. So they're all going to be 1.5 boost to skill damage, or at least the ones that I have available are that way. Because usually if you've already gotten them, they'll also show up down here and they'll just be grayed out. But for me, all the ones that are available here are all skill damage boosts, so I don't have to worry about picking the right one that gives me the best boost to my heroes. Sometimes you might see stuff that has an attack damage increase or a defense increase. These are all the same, so you can simply pick the one that you like the most, which is really nice. I like having the option to do that and not having to play to pick something that's quote unquote on meta. Next up is the nameplates. And nameplates are basically the cosmetic item that shows around your base, around your username, around your base. When you're on the overworld map. Basically, similarly, these are all HP up by 100, so you don't have to worry about like picking the right one. You can just pick the one that you like the most, and roll with that, which I think is pretty nice. I wouldn't recommend taking the 2,000 diamonds here unless you have every nameplate available, in which case I think it'll be the only option available to you. But even though it's not a lot and it's a measly amount, 1,000 extra HP is probably worth more to you than 2k gems, because those are going to go away real fast. So we move down one more to what I think is probably like one of the biggest sleeper choices on these celebration shops, and that's going to be the 1,000 universal decor components. Now the difference here is you can only get 5 of these, but it's real easy to sleep on how valuable 1,000 universal decor components. Now when you consider how many you need in order to equal one of a particular statue. For example, I need 130 universal decor components in order to equal one of my pyramids. Like, I'm not going to take that exchange because I don't want the 4th level pyramid, or at least I do, but I don't want to spend universal decor components to get it. But it's particularly valuable if you still have the statues that you're working on pushing up to level 3. And the reason that you want to fixate on that is that a lot of the special abilities of the statues are going to gain a secondary ability at level 3. So for this one, you get like, a little measly attack bonus at level 2 and a little measly attack bonus for level 1. But once you get up to level 3, you get into a 1.5 increase to crit damage, which is pretty nice, especially when you consider that there are other things that will also increase crit damage, or other ones that will also increase crit chance, or reduce damage that your squads take. So getting your statues up to level 3 can be very big, especially when they combine and compound in their effects over time. Now, it's pretty hard to get them up to level 4, so I wouldn't recommend, like spending all of your vouchers to get universal decor components if you're just going to go from level 3 to level 4, because the benefit here is greatly reduced. In order for you to get a one statue from a 1% skill damage increase up to a 2% skill damage increase, you need a ton of statues. Whereas you can just find a different statue that isn't yet at level 3 and get it up to it and still get that 1% increase. So just something to be aware of. Like level 3 is definitely the target. And that said, being in the exchange and grabbing these 1,000 universal decor components can help you get there. Now, the next three things, the hero shards, the 100 battle data, and the 3-hour speed ups, I think of these as all of options to take if you need it, and your need for them will kind of depend on where you are in the game. If you're like in the preseason or in season 1, maybe those hero shards are a lot more valuable to you because you have heroes who are not yet at level 5. If you're pushing towards your T10s and you're doing lots of research and you're upgrading your base to get to level 30, maybe the 3-hour speed ups are the thing that you need. The good part about this section is that you can just get what you need with the vouchers that you have. So if you don't end up getting lucky enough to grab the other ones, even if you fail, you can still fail and get some nice stuff out of it. The last couple ones I kind of view as consolation prizes, where all the remaining tickets that you have should be spent on something, and these are the something. As a reminder, and this is really important, these vouchers do not stay in your inventory and just roll over into next year. So if you end up getting 500 vouchers and you're like, I don't want to spend them, I'll just hold on to them for next October. Like, don't do that, because they will expire and turn into speed ups. Usually the exchange rate is each voucher turns into a 5-minute speed up, which is a horrible exchange rate considering that you can get 3-hour speed ups for just 2 vouchers. So like, don't hang on to them for like a year, or like try to stockpile them, because it don't work that way. So definitely do spend them by the end of the event. Like I said, it'll last for 7 days, at least 7 days at the time of recording. So make sure you spend those vouchers. It's critically important. And make sure you open these boxes. It's equally as critically important. Next up, we have the Candy Challenge. Now, the way that the Candy Challenge is going to work is basically this is a page that details all the ways that you can get the candy that you need in order to play the Spooky Hallow Eve event and fight this big zombie and grab all the other stuff that we already talked about. The Candy Challenge is basically just going to detail to you all the ways that you can obtain candy. And what it boils down to is that every time that you do any of these things, you'll have a chance to receive a certain amount of candy from doing them. Now, yours will look a little bit different than mine if you're in a different season, but basically what it boils down to is play the event, fight zombies, do your radar tasks, and you're going to get candy. Now, this page will detail what your chances of getting a particular amount of candy are per thing, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like that, it's not that important. Functionally, just keep playing the game and doing stuff, and you're gonna get candy. And if you're ever hurting for candy or you're not getting it, just consult the page and tweak how you're playing the game just a little bit to make sure that you're not missing out on tons and tons of candy. Yeah, so the next thing is the Halloween gift subsection, where basically this is more so for the people who are going to pay a little bit of money in order to play harder functionally. And as you spend more money, you're going to get these little Halloween tokens or whatever, and the more you spend, the more that you get, and you'll basically be able to get some of these Soul Cauldron statues, which aren't that big of a deal. Like I wouldn't recommend, trying to spend more money specifically because you want these, because the little 2,000 of hero HP isn't going to be very impactful, but you do get some extra stuff for it. I'm not going to spend that much time on it because I don't think it's worth that much time. Similarly, things that aren't worth that much time is the Halloween login reward. Like I said, I'm a sucker for this event. I really enjoy all the little mini games because I think they're fun. So I bought this pass. It's only $5. Basically, what you do is you get some extra haunted town tickets, which is the little running mini game that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. And simply, in order to get all these rewards, you just log in every day and you get the stuff that it says. You get some extra Halloween prize boxes, which is going to allow you to grab some more rewards. You get the extra little tickets to help you play the mini game even more. Now, what's the mini game, you ask? It's the Haunted Town Escape. And this is the last part of this video to cover the Halloween celebration. Now, basically, the way that this works is that you use those little vouchers that we talked about. You do have the ability to grab a daily freebie every single day. You do have the ability to grab a couple more vouchers every single day for just about $5. Which is nice for those who care about it like I do. The reason that I care is because there's a ranking associated with it, and I usually get really, really close to winning and then get defeated on like the last 3 days of the event, and I never get a run that's good enough to get me back on top in the leaderboards. But what you get for it is that you will get a temporary chat bubble that'll last 30 days. You get a little neat reward that you get to have that'll sit into your inventory. I have one that's like a silver or a bronze medal or something. But I like the little event. I think it's fun. It's cute. It's simple. And it mirrors the frontline breakthrough event that I play pretty much weekly. But I like the event. I think it's fun. Usually, what I do when I'm building up my stats here, the way that it works is that you have to keep your levels in lockstep. So, for example, I can't increase my endurance to level 12. I have to increase my speed and luck to level 11 before I can boost that up to level 12. So these do need to be in lockstep. But if I only have the material to boost either speed or luck, I'm always going to go endurance speed first, because the motto here is that we make our own luck. And then I'll go for luck, because having more endurance is going to let you go further. Having more speed is going to let you go faster, and those are more important than being lucky, because high luck doesn't always mean victory. But endurance and speed grant consistency, and through consistency, victory can be achieved. But yeah, the last little bit here is that there's this tasks here, which just gives you some daily challenges to do, and the more of them you do, the more little treasures and rewards that you'll get up here. And don't forget to open these boxes. The more of them that you open, the more rewards that you're going to get, and the more rewards you get, the better off you're going to be. But yeah, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. That covers just about everything here in the Halloween celebration. If I missed something, feel free to let me know down in the comments. If there's something that I missed, feel free to check the comments down below this video after a day or so. There'll probably be some more details down there. But yeah, I want to thank all of y'all for watching the video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your alliance mates, because as I always say, who else is going to enjoy Last War videos other than the folks who are playing the game? But yeah, I want to thank our channel members. Thank you for your monthly contributions, always helping out the channel and allows me to do these longer form videos and helps keep the channel alive. Glad to have you here. Glad to have your support. Honored to have you. With that, I want to say to everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, y'all. You're not going to believe what just happened. You're not going to believe what just happened. I literally just spoke the sentence that I've never gotten the 1,000 vouchers. And then I finished the video, I edit the whole thing, I saved the file, and then this happens. Absolutely remarkable. Unexpected. It's like, this is the reason why I don't spend, bonkers amounts of money, early on in the season or in the celebration, you might just get lucky. You might just get lucky. I can't promise it's gonna happen. I can't promise that your results will be the same, but you might get lucky. But then you go over to the celebration, and then I saw the treasure points. I think it was like 10K treasure points. I took a screenshot. I showed up on the screen, and with that, I didn't just get one of the the item celebration things. I didn't get two of them. I didn't get three of them. I got four of them. So I got four of the spooky Halloween party items. We're definitely gonna be the homies are definitely gonna be eating good. I had to share this moment with y'all. I'm glad that I could let you be a part of it. Hopefully, we can live vicariously through one another in this way. But this is why we do what we do. This is why we do things the way that we do things. $8 went a remarkably far distance, and then we happened to get pretty lucky. And sometimes luck is all you need.